when we are born, we're born into these bodies, onto this planet, pure 100% potential. I'm not here to teach you how to do anything. I'm here to remind you what you already are.
I'm Barbara Ann Cookson, and I am a superhero speaker.
Anything is possible when you believe.
You already are superheroes, every single one of you. You're all pure potential. You have got to deliver your superhero to the world. The world is in trouble, and we need all the superheroes that we can get.
Hello, Barb, and welcome in this new series of How to Dare to help people to dream big and dare more in life. So, Barbara, you've been working more than 20 years in healthcare, like a dental assistant, and you are now certified health coach and life coach and motivational speaker in all United States. Is that correct, Barb?
Yes, it is, Stefan. And thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. So let's start with the first question.
That's a big question, isn't it?
Yes.
There are two things that I think really stand out for me that I dared to change. About 20 years ago, I had been working as a dental assistant for many years, and the office that I worked in was very stressful. The work was stressful. It was a very negative environment, and it started to affect my health.
Oh.
I started to have headaches. I was stressed out. I was losing sleep. I was losing weight. And one day at work, something happened, and it just, it was like a truck hit me, and I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. I need to leave this job. And so I literally walked out on that Friday afternoon and never went back. And I mailed them my key to the office. And I'm not an advocate for leaving a job that way, but it's the only time I've ever done it. And it took quite a bit of courage to do that because I had no other job and no other income, and I was living alone. So it was very scary, but something told me that this is not the path that I'm supposed to be on. I felt like I was in someone else's path, and I needed to clear it for someone else. So that was one big dare, was quitting that job.
Yes, definitely a very, very big dare.
Yeah. It was a while. It was probably 2 to 3 years. I think it was fear of losing my home, not being able to pay my bills. Where I live, the jobs are not very plentiful. And I'd had this job for many years, so it was secure. So I think probably the fear was insecurity and fear of the unknown and not knowing what might happen.
Unknown,
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yes.
But then you get to a point where you know that where you are is not the right place.
Yes.
And it's time to step out, and it does take a lot of courage. Wow, that's a good question. I think just strength from the people around me and the support that I had. I had a lot of friends supporting me, and people actually in the office where I was working could see that I was very stressed and upset, and that my health was failing. So even my coworkers could see that I needed to move on and supported me in that choice. Even though I just left and never went back. They still supported me.
Yes, supporting is so important.
Yeah, to have a circle of support is so important.
Okay, so the positive circle helps you to overcome your
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So as I mentioned before the interview, we already spoke together a little bit. I'm hardly working on a method, on a program that it is called Degree 1. Okay,
Yes.
to explain to the audience what it is, that basically the water just make vapor at 100 degrees Celsius and not 99. And with the small degrees of difference, a train starts moving. And I ask people what are the degree inside every one, because with this small degree inside us, we can totally change your life. So
Yeah.
here we come, the question. What was your degree one, Barb?
Well, I can tell you, I can pinpoint it. Um, Many years ago, my father, well, I'll give you a little backstory. My father I lost my dad 10 years ago,
Okay.
and he was very ill for many years. And his health declined to the point where he had many things wrong. He had heart disease, he had diabetes, he had a kidney transplant,
Wow.
he lost both legs and was in a wheelchair. And he had chronic pain. It was very difficult the last few years. And there was one particular day that he came to visit at my house, and he was in his wheelchair, and we built a ramp at the front of my house so he could come in and out. And he visited with us for a little while, and then he got very tired and he had to go home. And I remember vividly the in my mind seeing him in his wheelchair wheeling down my walk to get into his handicap van, and I just broke down. I started to cry, and seeing him in so much pain and suffering so much with his health, in that moment, I knew that I needed to really focus on helping people to get healthy, helping people to make good choices, and specifically to take care of myself and my own health as well. And so in that one of my 1 degrees, that was one of them. And it's funny how they stick with you and stick in your memory vividly. You can remember those points in your life.
Thank you very much, because I know that we can feel that was deep. That's so thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because all the people that I am interviewing, most of the time, like say 99% of the time, the degree one was like suffering.
Yeah.
Like that with the suffering, we can grab something inside us and
Yeah.
transform this suffering in strength and in love to share with people. So
Yeah.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And that, that led me to another big change and another big dare.
Okay.
20 years ago was when I left dentistry.
Okay.
And about 10 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, right around the time of that degree one with my dad, I had started exercising. And because of watching him and being sick, I started exercising to take care of myself. And I hadn't ever done that consistently.
Okay.
And my trainer actually approached me and wanted me to start teaching fitness classes. And I was scared to death. And she signed me up for the training, and I tried everything to back out of it. And right up until the week before the training, and I called her and I said, I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't think I can. I don't think I'll know how. I had every excuse why I shouldn't go. And she yelled at me and she let me have it. And she said, sometimes you just have to do something for no other reason except it's fun. And I said, okay, I'll go. Thank God I did, because that was 10 years ago, and I'm still teaching those classes every day. I taught one this morning at 6 o'clock.
Wow.
And so it's kept me very fit and healthy. It helps me mentally and emotionally to stay stress-free. And it was another pivotal dare moments where I just had to step outside my comfort zone and dare to say yes to something that I was a little afraid I couldn't do.
The famous comfort zone. Yeah. That's a tough question, I know.
That's a big one. and you know, as a motivational speaker, I can talk all day on this topic. And I have. I really think that all of us really need to learn to follow our heart and follow our gut and trust in that inner knowing and inner intuition that we all have. So many times I think, and I've been guilty of this so many times in the past, is questioning those inner voices that speak to us. And I think we need to hone that talent and that voice and that belief in our own heart and our own intuition to lead us in the right direction. If I know you meditate and you teach meditation, and it's so important to learn to filter out the negative voices, but listen to the ones that are our true intuition and our true heart telling us where we need to dare to go.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Barb. So
You're welcome.
I tell you, see you next time. Well, thank you very
Yes.
much. Yeah. And so
Yes.
if people want to contact you, how they can do it?
Through my website. The website is thesuperherospeaker.com.
Okay, I will make sure to add the URL at the end of this video.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Barb.
Stefan.
See you soon
This is
for
so
the next
fun.
video. Bye-bye.
Thank you.